Are you bored of video games right now? Do you have a library that doesn't interest you anymore? Do you hop on games for all but 10 minutes only to get bored or immediately Alt F4 after dying the first time? Well then, this is the video for you, buddy. Quick disclosure as well, this is not a free-to-play games list, although there are some games on the list that are playable for free. I'm just gonna tell you what you should play and you'll like it. Now you may be asking why Cyberpunk is first on this list, but hear me out. The game, since its Booty Cheeks release, has received quite the amount of support and updates. To start, the game is actually playable now and it looks beautiful. More impressive than I thought it was going to be when I loaded it up, especially if you add mods. The modding community for this game as well is a little horny, but despite the large amounts of sexual appearance mods, you can find all sorts of texture packs, funny cheats to add to your experience and make it overall better and more sandbox-like one. You can lose yourself for hours in this city. This completed version of the game gets me sucked in from the get-go, and after completing the first couple of base missions and I was finally released into the world to do as I please, I just couldn't help myself wanting to get into a really crazy adventure in this city to just see what I can get my little ass into. They also added DLC from the anime, so that's a nice little treasure hunt that you have in the game if you're into that kind of stuff. Now, why am I mentioning a game from 2018? Good question. I have no fucking clue. I guess the main reason I decided to put this game on my list is because I recently started playing the game again and I haven't played it since 2018 actually, and this game is downright amazing. Now, in case you didn't know, this game is a grind, and I think that's why I actually put it on this list. If there's any grinders out there, all my meat grinders out there, you're gonna like this one. Okay, I know this is a full price game, but if you've got the cash, I would definitely check this one out. This game is packed full of so much content that it could be compared to games like The Witcher and Fallout New Vegas. Now, the game definitely doesn't have that grand of a scale when it comes to the variety of the content you were served, unlike a game like Fallout New Vegas, but the amount of secrets and small things that you can find on your journey can keep you busy for hours. While traveling on the map, at least when you're flying on a broom, I saw that every 1 to 10 seconds as you fly around the map, there is something to investigate and explore, or enemies to fight, or something to find, just every 10 seconds, which is actually incredible. So you could get lost in this world for hours trying to find different secrets on the map. This aspect of the game alone can keep you entertained for weeks. The game has everything you want from an RPG. We've got side missions, we've got caves, we've got weird monsters, we've got Miss Garlic, and come on, it's a wizard game at Hogwarts. You are a wizard, Harry. Don't leave the video just yet. I know this is an odd choice to throw on my list. Even dislike this video and write a hate comment about this part. I deserve it. But nonetheless, this game deserves a spot on my list because even though this game is so old, like dinosaur bone old, older than the milk in your fridge right now, you fucking go throw that shit out. Older than a black banana sitting on the kitchen counter seeping its juices. So old that when you touch it, it turns to fucking dust. However, despite the game's age, the game actually holds up extremely well. And believe it or not, old school RuneScape today is still one of the most played MMOs out there. Now, playing this game for free is an option if you've never played the game before or have never played a game like this, but let me sum it up for you. It's a clicky game. You have a list of skills with a skill cap of 99, a massive list of quests, a huge map, an in-game player run economy, and the game makes you scratch your balls for adventure. Speaking of balls, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. In this game, you can fish, you can eat, you can cook, you can chop trees, you can raid large bosses, you can find e-girls. This game has so much content for you that you could easily spend an entire lifetime doing everything the game has to offer. And trust me, there's people out there who have been playing this game since its inception, and they are 40 probably by now. I don't know, maybe 80 years old. I don't know how long it's been or how old those people are. They could be dead. Pile of bones. Playing video games. With the amount of content that comes in the game, I just want you to be aware that it is not all free. Basically, the free version of the game only gets you about 20% of the game, less than a quarter of the available quests, a small portion of the map to explore, but hey, you can hit trees, fight goblins while you watch YouTube, and that's a win. If you're gonna play this one, I recommend this subscription. It's only 10 bucks a month, and that's the cheapest you'll pay for an MMO as large as this one, so it's well worth the money. You may never leave your computer again after you get this game, though. I was going to say Escape from Tarkov, I really was, but honestly, the wiggle ruined it for me. So I found an alternative for all my broken-hearted Tarkov gamers out there. Hunt Showdown is not only a unique game, but one that takes the loot and extract formula to a whole different level. This time it's not just humans you gotta worry about, it's monsters, baby. Get a party of 3 or run solo. Hunt down zombies and other strange creatures until you hunt down one of the many monsters that are lurking in certain regions of the map. Get there before other players, or don't, and battle it out for the monster's kill tag and escape. That's pretty much all there is to it. I love this game mainly because you can substitute it easily for Tarkov if you're looking for an experience similar to it. The only problem I have with this game is that the developers would rather cash in on DLC cosmetic skins rather than make any new content for the game itself. I've criticized this before. I fucking hate it. It's annoying. Just make new content for the fucking game. The game came out in 2018 and still there's only a handful of bosses to fight. Despite this, the game is a good time. It's definitely worth a try, especially if you're looking for something more multiplayer focused. Oh, this game is it, baby. This is the juice. This is the icing on the cake. Hands down the best game on this list, boy. This game will rock your socks for hours of aggressive screaming and combos. If you've never played a Dragon Ball game before, what the fuck? Play this one. That's all I have to say is play this game. Even if you know the story of Dragon Ball, you can play through the entire story, even all the way up to the current events, except the tournament, I believe, because that's the next DLC that's going to come out. But the game has really good DLC currently that adds so much to the game, like new transformations, new modes. However, just the base game alone is filled with hours of content, and you can fight as many bad guys as you want, playing through the game and seeing the story of Dragon Ball Z in a more sped up but extremely fun to play experience. Now, there's not much I need to say to describe what this game is. You go through the story of Dragon Ball through different characters' perspectives. You fight bad guys in typical Dragon Ball Z fashion. You scream a lot, and the fights are actually really long and they're really hard. And the game demands you pay attention as you bash combos into your enemies. That's pretty much it. Play the fucking game. Hear me out. Over 100 hours of content in the base game. Another 100 in the first DLC. And guess what? They're free, baby. Final Fantasy XIV is probably the best MMO you can play for free, in my opinion. It's got skills. It's got cat girls. It's got cat girls. It's got cat. And this game honestly is a roller coaster. Trust me. I attempted to beat just the main story in a single day and ended up getting level capped from the main missions. So it literally forces you to play all the other content that the game has to offer as a free player. You have so much freedom as a free player to the point where I've been playing the game for an entire year and I still have not paid a dime for this game. If you need an entertaining MMO with an amazing community and gameplay that is exciting and engaging, this is the one to try out. You could spend so much time getting into the nitty and the gritty and the ritty and the titty of this game that it is really worth some time to check out. Iron, pipes, screws, plates, rotors, screws, pipes, plates, screws, iron. That will be your mind if you play this game. There won't be a single semblance left of your former intelligence. Your brain will slowly mold into a worker bee only focused on one single goal, building a factory. Why are you building a factory? Well, that's an easy question to answer. For the factory. Honestly, this game is fun as fuck. I spent hours on this game with the boys coming up with the coolest factory designs we could think of. The amount of depth this game has is honestly incredible considering it is still in early access. The premise of this game is that you are a factory worker from space sent to a planet to use its natural resources to craft materials by building a factory that connects to a sky elevator and sends all the products you created to your corporate overlords in the sky. So there you are, stuck on a planet with only one single mission, to build a factory. And honestly, on the surface, this game sounds really dumb and kind of boring. You're just building a factory, you don't really know why, but if you just trust me and try it out, you won't regret it. Look up some reviews on the game for more information to see how it actually works, because I'm way too lazy to go into that much detail. We've got to move on here. This video has been way longer than I expected it to. Holy shit. This game will have you sacrificing yourself for the boys left and right. If you needed a realistic combat sim similar to Tarkov, this is an absolute banger of a title. It is available on PC only, so sorry console freaks, this one's too advanced for such prehistoric hardware. The gunfights feel like real gunfights. You can't see who your enemy is nice and clear like Call of Duty. Oh no. This is war, baby. And war never changes. If you've ever wanted to experience in a video game what war could actually feel feel like and be like, this is the title to check out. We've got everything here. We've got guns. We've got guys screaming Allah. We've got actual player commanders whose job it is to lead your company to victory. We've got a really confusing UI. This game's got it all. We're not here to talk about specifics, just my recommendation. So if you want more information on this game, use Google. This one's special. If you have an Oculus lying around, I'm sure you've heard of this game, and this game is probably the most fun I've ever had in VR. See, Bone Labs is a physics puzzle game on the surface, but with mods, oh boy, this game turns into a Wonderland VR sandbox for you to fuck around in, and God, is it fun. You've seen those videos of Spider-Man swinging over a bridge and spanking some dude's ass and then knocking him out with a frying pan, right? Well, that's this game's sequel. And man, I'm not even gonna tell you much about Bone Labs in this video because just know that this game is fucking amazing. Just go check it out for yourself. 10 out of 10 VR game. Definitely will keep you occupied and sweaty for hours. Have you ever wanted to drop into a medieval land with the complete freedom to live whatever life you decide? This game lets you do just that. Want to travel across the region selling nothing but butter? You can do that. Want to become a leader of your own country and take down everyone around you through bloody warfare? You can do that. Want to live poor then marry rich by banging a king's wife? You can do that. Point is, this game is almost endless in its possibilities. The premise of this one is just as I said in the beginning. You were dropped into a world during medieval times and tasked with a very open-ended mission that allows you the freedom to make whatever choice you want to achieve that goal. You can join a kingdom and join an army, or join a kingdom, join their army, and get your own soldiers to stage a coup against that region. All of these situations and more are possible in the game. It will not waste your time, as you'll find yourself digging hours into this game trying to find all the cool things you can do in this world. And good news, at the time that I am recording this video, Mount & Blade 2 actually came out of early access, so it is a full game, full finished game now, still receiving updates. Definitely should check it out. This game is actually absolutely fantastic. These games, I should say, because there's 3 of them, and now conveniently all wrapped up in the one big package you can buy. The Hitman games now bring me back to the days of Hitman Blood Money, the PlayStation 2 days, the dinosaur days. They do Hitman justice in this series, and I think anyone would agree on that if they are a fan of the old games at all. I would even say that it surpasses the days of Blood Money in every single way imaginable. We can just forget about Absolution or that other weird Hitman game that came out. Those games fucking suck. In this game, you can expect 2 things: a target to assassinate and the complete freedom to kill them in any way you see fit. Want to kill somebody by dropping a trash can on their head from a 10-story window? You can do that. Want to pretend you're a staff member in a fancy hotel only to slip the target some poison in their drink? You can do that. The amount of situations you can find yourself in on your journey to kill some of these targets can be downright exhilarating and sometimes downright hilarious. 10 out of 10 game. Buy it right now because I told you so. And I'm always right. This game makes me so angry, but damn, this game is fun. Honestly, don't play this game solo. You're gonna need some friends to enjoy playing this game in the beginning, but let me be short with this one because I'm sure you heard of Rust by now. If you haven't, in short, it's a survival game. You're naked, there's resources, there's other players, and everyone on the map is an asshole. That's the entire game, and it is probably one of the most toxic games I've ever played in my life. This game will soak up all of your time. Rust is a full-time fucking job, my dude. If you're bored and have nothing to do for hours at a time, if you hate your life, you can escape here. Rust will take your life completely away from you, and you will only exist in Rust from that point on. There is no escaping this trap. If you play Rust, you probably won't stop. Give it a try at your own risk, but all jokes aside, this game is truly special, and even though it is a toxic cesspool of sometimes incels and racists, if you can ignore all that and find a nice server with some decent people, the game can be extremely fun. Try this game at your own discretion because some people are absolutely unhinged in those servers, and there is no censorship, and if there is, it's very little, and it honestly depends on which server and community you are joining within the game, since the game has so many sub-communities in itself. Nonetheless, this game makes for amazing entertainment if you do drop into a toxic server, because people rip each other apart in those comments. It's like watching a text-based Jerry Springer episode. It's fantastic. Want to be a god that's never existed? I've got you. Hades is a roguelike where you can play as Hades' son trying to escape the underworld, basically. As you fight through waves of enemies, you will die over and over and over and over and over and over again until you can get through every single area the game has to offer in one swoop. One run, no dying. You have to complete all the levels that the game has thrown at you in one run. Every time you die, you restart, but also level up your character, and this game is a fucking grind. With an explanation like that, you should know what you're getting yourself into. Hades is a tasteful grind, however, as it won't take you as much time to get goated as it would in a game like Monster Hunter World, which is why I'm putting this game on the list. It's fun, unique, and well worth the time of any roguelike fans out there. And finally, the magnum opus of this list.
Dwarf Fortress! Woo!
The last game on this list and the king of the list, to be honest. From the little development team that could, came a game 20 years in the making. An epic legend among games. Dwarf Fortress's goal is simple. Get a squad of dwarves, dig underground, and grow an entire dwarf society in any way that you see fit. You play as their god, but not like a Sims world god, no. Not like Sims where you can directly tell them what to do. These NPCs have their own thoughts, feelings, motivations, dreams. They act on their own accord, and you have no ability to make them directly do anything. Your commands are mere suggestions for these dwarves, and they become more of a whisper as your population grows. The dwarves will elect a mayor, people will go to jail, others will be murdered, some will get lost naked in the woods looking for berries, others will get lost naked in the caves that you built for them, others will fall asleep in a cave only for the cave to collapse upon them while they were sleeping. The possibilities of this game are absolutely endless, and I know I have said that a lot in this video, but with this game it is the complete truth. Every time I load up Dwarf Fortress, I have no idea what to expect from the game. Now get ready for a huge learning curve when it comes to this game, but once you get past the learning curve, the floodgates open and the possibilities begin to show themselves to you. This game is all about failing, because this game's motto is actually losing is fun. I think that's the motto. I'm probably getting it fucking wrong, but it's definitely something around those lines, that losing is fun. And trust me, you are going to watch your hard work go down in flames more times than you can count. But this game does something that no other game can do, and that's making this grand loss of your hard work enjoyable. Dwarf Fortress reels you in with its characters and the amount of freedom you have to help your dwarves create a perfect society. And you really can base this society on, well, fucking anything. You could be arms dealers, you could be jewel dealers, your civilization could be home to the largest and most popular pub, or maybe the largest and most populated jail. You really can do whatever your imagination wants in this game, and I can go on for hours about the amount of depth that this game actually has. It is absolutely incredible. You can do whatever your imagination wants in this game, and I could go on for hours talking about this shit. All I gotta say is, you're welcome that I showed you that this game exists if you already didn't know about it. Alright people, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my list and found something that piqued your interest, and so you can stop being sad and bored, because video games suck right now. You no longer have to suck the nuts of games like Fortnite and Valorant or Call of Duty, because your boy just hooked you up with a variety of titles, and every single one of them amazing. If you like this video, you know what to do. I'm gonna go put copious amounts of pepperoni into my mouth. Subscribe. Peace.